Hello and welcome to Andertons TV. My name is Jack Duxbury, he's Tay-Tay.
Yo.
And in front of me I have two brand new pocket operators from Teenage Engineering. One Street Fighter themed and one Megaman themed. These are going to be the primo stocking fillers for anyone into synthesizers or drum machines this Christmas. I'm going to take a quick look at them, show you what they do, some pros and cons. Let's jump into the video. Okay, what is a pocket operator? This is my one. I've got a couple as well. This is the 33, and I'll bring that in a minute about the Street Fighter one. Essentially, they're all the same form factor, and they all have different characters or specializations for different parts of music making. This one, the 33, is a sampler and was my favorite of the range. And let's get on to the brand new one, which is essentially the Street Fighter edition of the 33. All the same functionality as the 33, but with this super cool graphic and styling. Not only graphics and styling, but also sonics that come shipped in the unit. Hopefully you can see with this posh camera Tay-Tay's put up there, you can just see the difference in the branding. And that's essentially what you're paying for. And what's great is, I think everyone's going to go for this one, which is that it's essentially the same price. So you're getting this kind of cool Street Fighter flavor. And as a user of the original 33, I think, I've had this for a few days, I actually prefer the graphics on here. On the KO33, they're fun, but they don't really add anything to the experience. On the Street Fighter one, they really do. So let's have a listen to some of the sounds that it gets shipped with. I'm going to select a sound. We hold down sound, and then you'll see these lights on the pads. That means that there are samples in that slot. It's got 40 seconds overall of sample memory in there. Everything that comes out of this one will be a sample of something. It doesn't have a synth engine in like the other one. Let's just play the thing. So here we go. And those, I mean, that's just the first drum sound, but I'll show you how to sequence them in a minute, but let's flick through the other ones.
Japan, China, USA, Brazil,
Guildford.
fight, you win, you lose.
It's just super fun. Hey, what I find sad about this is that you can overwrite those samples that are in there. And I can see a lot of people wanting to keep those in there, so me included. So I'll probably be working with these. They've left 4 pads free to sample into, which is... These are all the fight sounds.
Hadouken!
But if you have a look at the screen,
Hadouken! Hadouken!
he actually does the right move when you do it.
Hadouken!
That's Ryu, isn't it? And I love the graphics, and I also love the energy bars on the top actually kind of give a better representation than on the KO of what's going on. So I think that's cool from a functional point of view. Spinning bird kick. Right, and they split them into 2. If you look at it horizontally, we have a drum section and a melodic section, and that's how you split the 2 samples. In the drum one, it takes 1 file, chops them up into 16 bits, and you can adjust the trim points so you essentially split 1 sample into 16 nuggets you can trigger with pads. On the melodic one, if I hit... it will chromatically pitch the samples for you. Or we can adjust other things with the knobs. Very quickly I'll show you what you can do with that, which is if you tap effects, it'll say filter. So now I've got a filter here. Here I can change the resonance. One of my favorite features and why I want it, this is the most popular one as well. We can trim that sample if I want. I won't bother now, but tap it again, tone, I can do the pitch. drums. So you basically record stuff into it or trigger what's in there. Let's do a bit of the recording stuff into it. We have an inbuilt microphone here, and there's also the output and the input on either side on stereo mini jacks. That means you can sample in from your phone or any line-in device, but this little microphone is the sweet spot, and why I love this thing, because the way it samples, it's like, sounds like 8-bit low sample rate, almost like the very early MPCs, and it gives a real fatness to anything you put in there. And I use it a lot for just, you know, hitting a table to get a kick sound, sampling it with the microphone, and then triggering it into my DAW. Anyway, let's try do it. Like I said, we only hold sound. We've got 4 in there already, so I've got an empty slot here on this pad. If I go to there, no noise. And if I want to record in, I hold record and you'll see it flash up and it'll wait for some signal to go in. So I'm going to do a melodic sound, so let's do an ooh. Ooh. Let's listen to what I just sung in. Ooh. Way too long. If I want to trim that, I tap effects till I get tr, and then I can make that shorter, hopefully. I could filter it, effects, and then we go to filter. Love the sound of it. Let's do a drum one. I'm going to be very brave and beatbox something in. We'll just do a kick and a snare with my cod lips. Here we go. What's great is it automatically kind of puts some trim points in. So a lot of the time you don't have to do any trimming. I've got the kick there and I've got the snare. And if I flick back to sound, let's try make a dope beat. When it comes to making beats, we need to understand patterns. So we've been looking at sounds, and now we've got the other mode, which is patterns. If I hold down pattern, you'll see all 16 pads have lit up. If we go for 1 and then hit play, get ready for this funk. That's one of the inbuilt patterns. We've got loads. Let's try another one. Pattern 1 to 16, Tay.
9.
Cool. 9! And whilst we're here, I'll show you another key button on here, which is the effects thing. And a thing, not as a button. When we're playing a pattern, these 16 pads are 16 effects as well. So all we need to do is hit play on the sequence, and then it's really fun. One of the most fun things about Pocket Operators is jamming with this bit. So hit play, hold effects, then tap one of these buttons and you'll hear what's going on. They're actually split into melodic and rhythmic effects, much like the samples are, melodic and drums. So here we go. Very fun. You can pretend you're a DJ all night long. But we want to clear that first pattern and use our samples. This is how we're going to make some music. So pattern 1, and then if I hold record, pattern, record and pattern, clear comes up, tap 1, and now when I play that, we've got an empty pattern. Now we can start rocking. We hold sound, choose our drum sound, got that kick that we want. And to make the pattern, we have to hit right. Are you with me? This may all seem like gibberish, but if you want a slower, more, we're a shop at the end of the day. I'm trying to show you that you can buy these from us and a little bit of what they do, but I implore you, go, Ricky Martinez, great videos on there. Enrique's my man, and he really clearly explains it. But essentially, when I've hit right, you see this little record button come on, and that means that now the pattern, whatever sound we were playing last, we're now into pattern write mode, and we can put the steps in. So I'm going to put them there and hit play and see what happens. Come out of write mode. So we've got a little sequence going. There's the snare. If I go back into write mode and put these on these steps, we'll just, for the sake of simplicity, roll with that. And then if I want to do another sound on top, I go up to my melodic stuff and I go find my ooh. And I play it. Or I could step record it, but we can do live recording as well. So if I'm playing, so you see it quantized it, put it in there, and now I could F with the effects. Now I can write that effect in, and that's what they, parameter locking. And this is one of the other cool things. So if I hold right whilst I'm jamming with those effects, it'll record that into the sequence. And 16 is always no effects. So you can go off on a little mad jam and always get back to where you started. That's a very simplistic way of showing you some of the possibilities in here. Go watch other videos, but it's great fun. That microphone is worth it all day long. You can change the BPMs of it and you can sync these together. We might do that at the end, but let's move on to the Megaman. Megaman 128, the rehash of the 28 robot synthesizer that came out a few years ago, heavily inspired by the 8-bit kind of Mega Drive sounds. Let's hear what it sounds like. Best way to do that is to choose a pattern. I'm going to go for number 5 and hit play. Racking some really cool graphics going on here. We can play with that using the effects button again. So hit play, hold effects and just jam around. Let's listen to some of the individual sounds. We do that by holding sound, and we've got 15, and then the 16th slot is a drum machine. So here's the first one. Second one. One of the coolest things about this is this auto vibrato feature that comes in. You can adjust that as well. Also, you can hold down glide and get cool kind of pitch bendy stuff. Just show you what the little tonic drum machine sounds like. So it's got some usable sounds. That's really cool because you've got that 3-track sequencer. So you get some drums, a low bass line and a high thing on top. Really pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. I'm interested to see who buys this one because yes, it's got that extra lane of sequencing, but it is another £35 on top of the original one. But it does look fiendishly cool. I'm not sure what else I'm going to show about that. One thing I will bring out in my back pocket is, along with the release, they did also release 2 new skins as well. So the blue one and the red skin for the Street Fighter. Just, if you're into pocket operators, you're probably going to want these. If you haven't bought one before, or you're looking at it as a present, buy the Street Fighter one for anyone who's into, I think it's about £85, and you're essentially getting an MPC style device, drum machine, melodic sampler, all for 85. It's killer. The Megaman, if you love like Cuckoo's music, or you're looking for something playful for lead lines and basses, then I can see a place in your heart for that. Or if you just love Megaman and you want it, that's really cool. So thanks for watching the video. If you like what we're doing, consider subscribing. If you don't, let us know. We're going to learn from it. And thanks everyone for sticking around and for subscribing as of late. And hopefully we've got lots of fun new people coming in. Thanks Tay again. We've got this posh new overhead camera. Let's jam out to, let's choose a sequence on the Street Fighter, mate. Actually, on the Mega Man, because we're plugged in. A number, please, sir.
12.
All right, let's escape. See you guys.